At Carrington for Ever United TV, we've just seen Ruud van Nistelrooy's press conference. He had Andre and Anna there as well, and with Chris from the Daily Mail, Chris Wheeler. Welcome, cheers for coming on talking to us, mate.
Thanks, man.
First things first, he's not really giving much away, our Ruud van Nistelrooy, our manager, is he, at the moment? Questions again today about Amorim, he's sort of sidestepped everything. Can you personally see anything happening with Ruud in terms of staying on at all?
It feels less and less likely right now, doesn't it? I mean, each time we ask him, he's a little bit prickly about it. It's clear that he's not very comfortable answering these kind of questions. He confirmed again today he's not spoken yet to Amorim. He didn't know when he's going to be speaking to him. The days are counting down now until he comes in. My mind goes back to a couple of years back. Ralph Rangnick was making the same sort of comments, same sort of things he was saying when Erik ten Hag was coming in. And the moment Erik came in, Ralph Rangnick was long gone, and it feels like a similar situation here that Ruud will see out these two games. If Amorim brings in, like three coaches and other staff, I can't see where Ruud van Nistelrooy fits in.
No, it looks that way, and I think most opinion around there within the media is the same, isn't it, right now with Ruud? But look, game ahead, he's looking at players that are coming back today. Lenny Yoro was back in training, that was asked as well. Positive, doesn't look like it's going to be any time soon. He's back in his first training session and then on individual training, but maybe Malacia coming in as well. Do you think any of these players are going to add any difference to this team right now that are coming back from injury for him?
Yoro would be the one, wouldn't he? He's the one that, that kind of money, £60 million, just short of, is a big fee. Clearly a very, highly rated player. A huge setback for Erik ten Hag that he never played a competitive game under him. Obviously that game against Rangers, half an hour against Arsenal, never played competitively. That was a big blow. So he's the one really that, when you look at all the players that have missed this season so far, he's the one that you feel could really add something. Malacia, obviously been around for a while, not played in 17 months, knee surgery. They've been crying out for a left back, haven't they? I mean, absolutely crying out for a left back. Why they didn't get one in the summer, I do not know. But of course, both him and Shaw have been out. But I think, as you say, I think Yoro will be a while yet. I don't think you'd rush that kind of thing back. But hopefully after the international break, give it a little while. And Malacia, again, a slow burner for a different reason. They've got to take it very, carefully with him because of what he's been through. But hopefully, sooner rather than later, they will have an actual left back playing for this team. Right?
Oh, I think, like you said, how we didn't sort it in the summer is beyond. But Amorim questions were in there again. He sidestepped a lot of that, but a lot of questions were aimed at Andre and Anna in the opposite way. I think you was probably going to ask the same question you said off camera then. In terms of this team fitting in with this style, are you confident that they can, or are you a bit concerned that this might be a bit too much and we may, as United fan base, have to wait even longer for something to click?
Absolutely. I don't think you can expect Amorim to come in and click his fingers and overnight suddenly this team's playing like Sporting Lisbon beating City 4-1. That's just not going to happen. It'll take time. It's a horribly negative thought that, how many years on, 2.5 years on from Ralph Rangnick saying that we needed open heart surgery on this squad, £600 million more spent, and it still feels like it hasn't really moved forward very much. There's a lot more work to be done. I think the best we can hope for is that Amorim begins taking steps forward, and you will see change, you'll see a bit of a bounce hopefully, but to expect him to come in and overnight to transform this team, it's just not going to happen. In terms of his 3-4-3, you're looking at certain players. Hopefully Yoro has a future in that. You're looking at Martinez, I think, definitely. And beyond that, it's intriguing for a club, of course, that has played wingers since time began, that a 3-4-3 isn't a natural fit for Man United. But they've got to go with it. They've got to go with a new coach. They've got to trust him. You don't bring him in and try and clip his wings. You've got to trust he knows what he's doing. And hopefully he will, but to expect anything overnight is absolute folly. Not going to happen. Do
you feel like they are going to back Amorim in terms of players leaving? Is this for you a trial period now for 6 months of this season? Who doesn't work? This is the only way we go forward. It's what I've said before. It's what I feel is the only way, personally, for me. But for you, do you feel like it is going to have to be a lot of trust from Ineos with Amorim and what he thinks will work in this squad? Player out the big names, the ones that, like you said, like another turnaround of coaches and the same players still here.
Yeah. You kind of have to. That you can't give him a kind of a hand of cards and say that's all you've got. He clearly has his own thoughts. He has his own way of playing. He'll inherit a dressing room that's been built around Erik ten Hag, strongly Dutch, or certainly with a Dutch background, of players that played under Erik for many, many years. And not all those players will be, Amram's, like cup of tea. He will have his own thoughts on it, how to play, what he needs, and clearly not all of his squad are going to be here in the long term now.
No, that's it. Can you see much in terms of transfers in January for him if he needs? I mean, there's been said, and I don't know if you know any more, about not having a lot of money this January. Obviously, they've had to fork out a lot to get rid of Ten Hag. We're expecting all of his staff to go. Rennie Hark, goalkeeper coach, set-piece coach. Ruud, you said yourself, it's going to cost more as well. It's going into the kitty, isn't it? And no money in January, you reckon?
Well, it is, and when you think about the saying, top end, they're going to save £45 million from all these staff cuts, take away £10 million in costs to do that. That's 35 million quid. You're not far off that by the time you've paid off Eric, you brought in Amarim, you've paid the clause in his contract at Sporting, you brought in his staff. It's a lot of money, it's a big turnaround. They haven't got a lot of money. Of course, now more than ever, they are bound by PSR, by FFP, so they can't go and spend anyway. I would hope, and I'm sure he hopes, that he'll have something in January, maybe just a kind of token something to get him going. But effectively, he's stuck with what he's got now for the next, what is it now, about 8 months?
Yeah, and we were hearing rumours, I don't know if you know as well, the new contract for Amad Diallo is quite close. January, is there any updates on that you know of, that it could be around the corner? Because he's clearly not happy with what he's posting on social media, trying to big himself up at the moment. And obviously a new manager, you would hope that he would get more game time. No guarantee still though, but any news on Amad's contract at all?
I haven't, but all that, it's been strange for quite some time now. I mean, if you saw going back to last season how they treated Forson almost jumped ahead of Amad in that right wing berth, certainly around the time of the Newport game and everything. It was almost like Eric was trying to convince Forson that he had a future, put him ahead of Amad for quite a while. Forson's gone, of course. Amad now in that same boat again. You've got, now Rashford's gone to the right hand side. Anthony, we saw today training after that ankle injury. So you do have options there, and like you say, Amad clearly isn't entirely happy with what he's getting. So let's hope he does sign, because I think, last season, or certainly second half of last season and into this season, he has looked very bright. He's a good player, and he's one of the ones that you want to keep.
Well, I might not speak to you before the end of the season, Chris, but seems that we've got you in for the first time now. I'll shake your hand there, but season prediction, where we're going to finish with Amarim this season before we go.
Wow.
Right on the spot, mate. Go for it. Fifth. Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail says we're going to finish fifth. Put that down and clip him. Cheers for watching, everyone.